You mentioned that automating prospecting was like a big part of your company's link building strategy now too, specifically. What made that process a good candidate for automation? How have you guys really made that a value piece for your company?
I need to find technical SEO articles, and imagine how many technical SEO related articles are out there in the web. Millions. So either I need to go through the lists and then with Ahrefs filters, just filter them out and get the curated list and then start outreaching to them.
For this part, actually, we have started to automate prospecting literally from before the ChatGPT boom happened. Before that, we have around 40 people who were researching the prospects, qualifying those, finding their emails, verifying those, and creating the lists for the outreach for which we were getting the backlinks.
This is 10,000 prospects. Choose from these prospects the most relevant and the best websites that are not PBNs, that have this much traffic.
So we created Linky.ai, one of our softwares that we have built internally, then marketed it. But now Linky has around 2 million websites in the database that is constantly updated, and many new websites come to our database.
Welcome to SEO On Air. I'm your host, Koa Kauwe. I've got two great guests with us today, Maria and Vahan, co-founders and husband and wife of Loopex Digital. Maria leads the SEO and is closely involved in how the work actually gets done. Vahan leads growth and focuses more on where technology and agency operations are heading next. Together, they've built a large SEO team and are already using AI and automation across content, technical SEO, and link prospecting. Today, we're talking about what agencies should automate, what still needs a human, and how this changes the people doing the work. Maria and Vahan, welcome to SEO On Air.
Thank you, Koa. Thank you very much for having us in the show.
Excited to have you both. So the first question I have for you, you said agencies are missing out if they're not using AI. Where are they missing out the most today?
Yeah, so we're in a very interesting place right now, right? Where there is a new tool, new something, every single day, which makes our life more efficient. So if we confess to ourselves, when the ChatGPT was a thing initially, right? Everybody were very skeptical. Right now, it's just a part of how we operate, right? For example, I do all of my emails by the voice of ChatGPT. A 30-minute email can take 5 minutes to do. So we're in this place. So in my opinion, the agencies should embrace the AI in a way because it makes things so efficient if used correctly. So efficient in terms of, how to phrase it. It's kind of, if you use it really efficiently and you cut costs, and labor, and you put your people in another level in the SEO stage, right? Where they need to do strategy, where they need to do creative thinking, where they need to do, the brand voice, messaging, and so on and so forth. Because at the end of the day, until the emerging of the AIs, we all were focusing on the technical side of things, right? Getting the guest post done, getting the content written, getting this done, and etc. Because we didn't have much time to do a lot of thinking and put all of that thinking potentially into it's a marketing, right? SEO is one point of the marketing. And then right now, in my opinion, it's just the time that people and agencies can focus way more on, thinking of how to promote the business with the brand, with creativity and etc. And then by automating a lot of tasks that anyways could have been automated. So it's efficiency, it's margins, it's pretty much, it's even quality, right?
I was going to ask this question. Is the biggest opportunity speed, cost, quality, or scalability? Where do you really see the opportunity the most? Speed, cost, quality, and scalability.
All of them, in my opinion.
It's not one or the other.
Depending on where the agency stands, right? For example, me and Vahan, we were always thinking about scaling. and scaling and scaling. But with every scale, you need to be ready for that scale, right?
Lowest part has the quality for now, but it's going to increase as well. The rest in this distribution have bigger part, and they can be more effective. Like you can cut costs much easier, you can get scale thus easier, and the other part I don't remember already what was that. But yeah, in terms of quality, literally it can be increased by 20 or 30%. But to tell that it can be several times changed compared with the other parts of the effectiveness, for now we don't see that, but it's going to be changed as well.
What is one process that you cannot believe agencies are still handling manually now that you've learned to automate so much of your own agency?
The biggest part, I think, is the prospecting for backlinks. So it's prospecting because, like, from our point of view, anything that has a 1, 2, 3, 4 steps that goes with the task, right, or the work, it can be automated. That doesn't require much thinking. It just needs to get done. And the prospecting being one of them for the backlinks, meaning, like, for example, you're trying to rank a local roofing company, right? And then you need to go through lists of directories, different kind of roofing and construction related blogs, vet them manually, find contact email addresses, reach out to them, and so on and so forth. This all can be automated. For example, before we would, extract from Ahrefs or SEMrush a list of 5,000 prospects, and we kind of invented a new job title, which was prospector, and our prospectors would manually go through the list and just vet them for whether they're good enough to outreach or get a link from, because we're very strict with the link qualifications. Right now, and it might take them a month or several weeks to do so. Right now, it takes a matter of 5 minutes.
With additional AI enrichment and all the other factors considered as well, it's 5 minutes. Also, as from the last point that we have made, the jobs that are repetitive and technical, they can be automated. The jobs that have higher margin with quality, they can be automated less compared with the ones that have the quality doesn't matter that much. So yeah, the jobs like prospecting, it can be technical analysis like the initial version, and then the strategy part can be done by technical strategists. The same for content, like initial content research, keyword mapping, those kind of things can be automated. But then the content writing, all this stuff that we need the quality, that we need human engagement, they need more for human. Or you should spend much more time automating all processes, and you should target a specific niche, specific industry.
We're going extra mile because, yes, the content is very difficult to automate, because if you automate what you do, what majority of the SEO tools do, right? You will put a keyword, it will go and scrape, the top 10 results that ranks for the keyword, and your content will become just another version of the top 10 summary. That's what majority of these tools work. But we went a little bit extra mile with that, telling like what we could do in order to bring the brand and the brand voice into the content. All right, you create the content with an AI, right? You enrich that with the brand specific information. And then you tell the AI to write something with the brief that you give to them. And then you take that and then you start, editing that, bettering that, and so on and so forth. So some parts of the content, yes, it can be automated, but some portion of it, which it is already like that thinking part, like what else I can, tell in this section to satisfy the user intent? What is creative, table that I can put there to make the content way much more easy skimmable, and etc. These kind of things, it's already like human eyes that can see it.
So would you advise small agencies that they should not automate their content with AI?
Depending if they want to stay small or they want to grow. Yeah.
Or if they want to show some results to the clients, or they want to grow their clients, because like growing the clients demands more time and better content now than previously, like because everybody replicates the same content, the same type of content, the same type of tables everywhere. So you need to differentiate it, and for differentiation it's very difficult for LLMs. Either you should, as we have mentioned, you should work very hard on a specific niche, adding like special criteria for each model, for each prompt, so that they on some parts they add another layer of content, on the others other layer. Either you should do that way, highly specializing in one niche, one industry, or one type of content, or it's going to be like plain the same content as everybody has without any differentiation, and it's not interesting to read at all.
Like specialized agencies, for example, agencies that are doing just like home services or are, fixed only on the SaaS companies and etc. It's way easier to automate for them because they're just working with one type of profile of the client, right? Where pretty much everything is the same, meaning you have the same local pages, you have the same service pages, and pretty much the logic is the same. It's way easier to automate. Whereas, for example, we are an agency that we do SEO only, but for SaaS, for local businesses, for, enterprises and so on and so forth. So that part, in e-commerce, it's way difficult to, automate, but we're still doing that. And by the way, it's way easy for me to show you what I mean by automating rather than just speaking about it.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah. For example, imagine, can you see my screen? So imagine this is a client and they are a local business, right? We start off their onboarding with pretty much everything about their brand, right? And then agencies used to do that, but agencies do not typically tend to combine this with their AI writing tools, right? We put everything, their identity, all the awards that they won, the services in a very, very detailed way, like the process of the service, what do they do, what audience they target, what licenses, what insurances, and etc. do they have, their Google business profile, social profile, different kind of locations, and etc. Writing instructions. And then our AI, when we start writing informational article, it start already being fed by the information that we gave to about the brand in our writing tool in order to write better articles that are more branded, if that makes sense. Or in another case, and we have different kind of questionnaires for service businesses, we have different one for local ones, for SaaS, for e-commerces, because you cannot just use the same questions and brand information to every type of a business, right? So we have it customized where we call this creating a brand avatar. So whenever we had a content writer that, I don't know, we need to switch or someone leaves, you just have all that information, everything in a place where it's always feeding the AI side of things. Or for example, a SaaS company, right? With the SaaS companies, I don't imagine a SEO agency that goes and reads the entire SaaS documentation, right? Their help desk. So first we have a brand kit. So we create their avatar. And then we have a knowledge base where we go and then crawl all of their blog posts existing. For example, they had 48 blog posts. We crawl all of their case studies. We crawl all of their service pages and feature pages, all of their documentation, which means we have pretty much all the information about their brand. So when we write, for example, about one of their features, it's not only just us, inventing or looking at others or, thousands of interviews with them and etc. back and forth. It's just like everything is in one place. you have the blog scroll, so you can use it very efficiently for internal linking. You have their features scroll, so you can, again, use it pretty much everywhere in the blog article, cite it throughout the content. You have their help desk. When you write an informational article about one of the features, right, you can easily cite, for example, say this company is doing it this way, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of trying to bring their expertise into the content. Plus, we do a lot of interviews, meaning like, for example, earlier today, I had an interview with a roofing company about their financing page, right? Predefined questions, interviewed. I have made a transcript out of the interview with my AI assistant. I downloaded that transcript, fed into our AI so that it can write a service page for me. And then I guided it. And this guy, he explained their financing, this feature, right, that they give financing to the roofing people that need roofs. He was talking in such a great way and in such a great detail that 100 years we couldn't make it sound as perfect as the owner himself, talked about, his product or the option. So we take that and then we again feed this into AI. So this is not using the information from the AI, meaning based on the AI's knowledge. It's feeding the information based on our brand to the AI and getting, output, which is already branded. Everything is said. And then you have a human take a look at it, edit it if necessary, and etc. So it's like 90% of the job, 10% is just like reviewing, making sure it's in place. And if there are some edits, okay, good, do that. But 90% it's saved in this type of a content. This is one example. The second example, it can be, for example, our prospecting tools, right? We have built and internal AI agent.
Maybe we should pass to the questions, to the other questions, and then later we will show the prospecting tool as well.
Yeah, the prospecting tool. I am curious about the onboarding phase, though. I really like that you went into detail there. And what I'm looking at is an internal tool. A lot of agencies are using like Notebook LM to collect all the context and try to make sure that everything they're doing is saved within like a not secluded, but isolated section of their notes, so they don't pull any false data across like other AI tools. They might fabricate something. So you guys have built that essentially internally so that all your context is saved, but your onboarding process seems to be a lot more thorough than a lot of agencies too. So you have a full section in there. I assume the client logs in and they go through step by step that onboarding phase to fill out their own data, or is that an internal tool only? How does that work?
That's another thing. In order for us to fully understand their business, the onboarding, the strategy part for me is like 80% of the work done. If you understand the business at its core, all of the services, everything at its core, then you already have in your head what needs to get done, to rank them for XYZ. So if the onboarding is just like one questionnaire that you send out to the client that they need to fill in, and if there is no conversation so they can, write 2 sentences in there, it's not efficient. So we do calls, onboarding calls, which can take 1 or 2 hours. But I don't care. Let it take, 2 hours or etc. If that's what it takes for me or the team to understand the business and have that, for example, look, we're doing a conversation and you're coming to me with a follow-up question. Oh, Maria, how you're doing this part, that part, and etc. Just the same way with the client. So we onboard them really thorough. All of the services, we go through service to service, and then we, ask questions so that we understand the business really well.
Okay. You taking a step back, you mentioned that automating prospecting was like a big part of your company's like link building strategy now too, specifically. What made that process a good candidate for automation? How have you guys really made that a value piece for your company?
For this part, actually, we have started to automate prospecting literally from before the ChatGPT boom happened. Before that, we have around 40 people who were researching the prospects, qualifying those, finding their emails. verifying those and creating the lists for the outreach for which we were getting the backlinks. So we have decided to solve this big process and come up with a solution that can help us like to filter those lists, to find qualified prospects. And then, we have actually trained our AI models before without the ChatGPT and other LLMs. We had the qualified list of websites, and based on this, we have trained a model for which we were qualifying the big prospect lists from Ahrefs from different places. And then, it automatically went and found the emails, and then I was going and finding the emails and verifying those. And then based on this, we have decided also to create a tool which can we publicly market. And we created Linky.ai. It's one of our softwares that we have built internally, then marketed it. But now Linky has around 2 million websites in the database that is constantly updated, and many new websites come to our database. And we have implemented full automations. Now we have implemented AIO outreach, like we are getting the sources for LLMs and then creating a verified, qualified list for the outreach for it for our teams. We have new trained models for which we're getting better quality in terms of prospecting. So we have all these guys from these teams went to our link building team, from prospecting to link building team. So they are doing now the negotiation parts rather than doing the prospecting, qualifying those. So their job is interesting, and the efficiency is interesting for the agency as well. Now we have a big CRM. With Linky, we have got also the CRM, the database, and constantly like they are searching through Linky, and they are finding through Google and from the other places like the best prospects that they can, that can impact also the search and LLMs. If you want, I can show you around as well.
Imagine a bit like this. So imagine you want to outreach for, say, Screaming Frog, right? You want to outreach for Screaming Frog. They're a technical SEO tool, and you want to get backlinks from them. So what I need to do, I need to go and find technical SEO articles, right? In order, for example, for a LinkedIn search strategy, I need to find technical SEO articles, and imagine how many technical SEO related articles are out there in the web. Millions. So either I need to go through the lists and then with Ahrefs filters, just filter them out and get the curated list and then start outreaching to them. Or I just, download the rough list, send it over to Linky. It can be 10,000 lists, 20,000 lists. And then Linky already verifies, telling like, this is the page that I want to link to. This is 10,000 prospects. Choose from these prospects the most relevant and the best websites that are not PBNs, that have this much traffic, that has and etc. with all of different categories, and give me a filtered list of whatever you want, ready to be outreached, meaning along with the verified contact emails and contact personas and so on and so forth. So you have and the outreach list.
And actually, you can do the outreach from there as well, directly. It follows with the steps. You do the outreach. It has the full AI part as well. Like you put the keyword and then it finds, verifies, qualifies the websites and does the automatic outreach. And you only need to reply to the emails for now. We can automate that part as well. But this part is left currently for our clients, for us, so that, you have better negotiations. Because for AI, it can do some part, but in some cases, better to decide by yourself.
This question wasn't one that I think you were prepared for, so you can feel free to opt out. But backlinks have been a strategy that was very, very effective for the last 10 years. And more recently, it seems like people have questioned that, except for a lot of the companies that I work with that are doing things at scale seem to recognize the data around the performance of backlinks. You've invested a lot of time into building something like this, so you must believe in it. What are you seeing from the use of generating backlinks for your customers?
Listen, so I can confidently tell that it still works. Confidently. Why is because I've run a test to tell it was a new SaaS company 6 months before. I told, because I was also questioning whether it was effective or not. So I took that SaaS company in a very competitive niche. They were a salon booking software, and there are hundreds of salon booking softwares, you know? So one page, which was the homepage targeting the salon booking software keyword, couple of feature pages, you know, pricing page, about us page, simple, no blog, anything. They were not running any Google ads. They were not running social ads. They were not doing PR, influencers, nothing, pure SEO. And I started bringing them 20 backlinks per month, every single month for 6 months. But the backlinks were not from publications, like an average publications. They were real from nail salons. They were from, I don't know, different other softwares and so on and so forth. 20 backlinks. 6 months later, we were ranking number 3 for this biggest keywords. Then, okay, explain me, how can this happen that backlinks are not working and still without any single SEO content or content strategy, just one pure homepage, no any other engagement coming from any other sources, it still could rank. And I can show several examples.
Also, like in the perspective also for the future, like backlinks are part of brand authority. They can be backlinks, they can be brand mentions, but somehow the websites, the businesses need to be differentiated from the others. So you need somehow to signal the LLM, signal the search engines that you are different. And I don't recognize any other way for now that you can signal them somehow that you are better. With only content, you cannot do. It's easily replicable, the technical parameters as well. So the social signals, the backlinks, the brand mentions, everything, they are similar things. And whether it will stay a backlink or it will become a brand mention, like the strategy is the same. Literally to get, there are some actual negotiation points are different, but you need to do the outreach. You need to get the contact recognize you. If you are a small business, nobody recognizes you.
I love the point of differentiation on that. That it's really like everyone can produce content to a really high level now. The leveling of the playing field there has gotten there, but
the cost is low. Everybody, the barrier to entry is very low for the content. So you need to somehow differentiate. Also, it can actually disappear, but in this case, all the small and medium businesses are going to disappear. Only the bigger ones that have big brand identities with billions of budget, not millions already, they will stay in the market. Otherwise, small businesses, there is no way they can grow.
Because like if when I'm thinking about Google and how it works or backlinks works and etc., I always think about human brain, how we think about other people, right? So it's the same for Google. They're trying to resemble it to how we as human beings create opinions about other human beings, right? Or artists, or I don't know, brands and etc. Right? It's all associations. So meaning, if I'm the Google and I'm the judge and someone brings me 100 websites, or 1,000 websites, web pages that I need to rank for a certain keyword query. And okay, I check their technicals, I check their content, I check them, etc., and I land it to the last 100 that I need to already figure out the rank, number 1, number 2, number 10. How am I supposed to do it? Okay, brand mentions, right? How many? All of their contents, everything is the same quality, same everything, and etc. The same parameters, 100 brands. How am I supposed to figure it out? Which brands gets to number 1? Which brand gets to number 2? Right? It's brand mentions, their reputation, their reviews, their everything that happens beyond their website, beyond from what they say they are or they're best at, right? Everything else. And right now, in my opinion, what is the question whether backlinks are working or not? In my opinion, yes, they're working, but not all the backlinks are working. it's not just like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that you would publish a mediocre article in a mediocre publication that it's created just for probably selling guest posts or something like this. No, that doesn't work anymore. No. But already, creating backlinks by digital PR, by different kind of, collaborations and etc., reputation and etc., that should work.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely see that as well. Like the market's getting more competitive for high quality backlinks and highly relevant backlinks. So the prices are going up for those, and the others are maybe being disregarded or ignored where they were prioritized in the past. So
yeah, it's better actually for the agencies as well. You can build 1 or 2 backlinks compared with the hundreds, have the same effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's win-win for everybody, even for us not to receive spam emails from all the guys who are selling guest posts.
Well, going back to the automation side of things, when automation is done well, does it replace people or does it change what the people should be responsible for? And it sounds like you guys have already said more of that it changes, but also you're trying to reduce your costs through the automation. So where's the balance of replacing labor versus changing where it's functioning?
I think it's all evolution, right? The SEO, it's evolution. It used to be easy. It's becoming more and more. And then every year from year, when you look back, do you do the same things to like what in the SEO to get results like you were doing 2 years ago, 3 years ago? No, it's evolution. So we as specialists, we need to evolve as well. So what we do, it can change what we do tomorrow. It's the same with the AI, right? It can automate a few parts, tasks that we were doing hands-on. But we as specialists, we need to level up and look at things from a little bit above, right? So in my opinion, people that know how to leverage the AI, not in that easy, way, write me an article about this, or I don't know. Only people that have this a little bit analytical thinking, that can look at things differently on a strategy level, that understands marketing, not only like technical SEO of how to change, meta title and description on an internal link. These kind of people are going to evolve, and be successful way much more. So within our team, we see that clearly, because before we used to do, for example, we have weekly meetings with all the team to share the news in the SEO community, to show tips and tricks and etc., how to do this, how to do that, and etc. Those how to do things conversations, it already changed to, okay, let's figure it out, how we can, a certain strategy that I have done for this client. It worked really great. Maybe you guys can do the same. I have leveraged these AI things. I know I have analyzed this data, combined it with these ones, with the cloth and so on. So it's kind of these conversations already. So it kind of switches people's minds of, it's just a level up, in my opinion. Yes, a lot of people that were doing, 1 + 1 = 2 kind of tasks, I do believe that either they will need to do right now something else, or they need to evolve. So it's not that we are trying our best not to replace that much, but to train, to give them that mindset, to give them kind of a little bit more open mind of how.
So we are cultivating the environment inside our company in a way so that people start to recognize the automation, start to recognize what can be changed. Like each of them is thinking always how the job they do can be changed by an AI somehow with AI processes. So they should become like AI trainers. The future job is going to be the trainers of AI, not only just prompt writers, but utilizing, getting the data and somehow orchestrating the AIs to do their job is going to be the future. So we are cultivating that into the brains of our team members, and they are already starting to create the softwares. Like literally, there are already many people from the company that have created the softwares and integrated into the company because of the environment and the evolvement of the team.
You've already answered this question, but I'm going to ask it again because I think it applies so much to what you just said. And Vahan, earlier in the conversation, you touched on quality being something that was maybe difficult with AI versus like the scaling and other aspects that are so easy with it. But a lot of agencies are afraid that AI will create mediocre marketing at scale. Where do you think that fear is valid?
Yeah, it's valid. Completely valid, because like everybody replicates the same strategies as we have told, replicates the same content. So differentiation and creating the content that is different still needs a human touch. And the value of the brands, the SEO companies that can create a new strategy that is different from the AI is going to be increased, and the prices are going to go down for those companies. Even currently, like clothes, like Anthropic hires SEO, a new SEO for their team, and the other companies as well. This means the same. Like mediocre SEO can be done through AI, but the strategy level, if you want to have the quality, you need the right guy who can orchestrate everything, who can provide the quality. Even like if AI can automate everything, still at the same time everything is going to be equal, and you need to somehow level up again above it.
There's a unpopular opinion that I think that I vocalized on the podcast a few times, that technical SEO is fairly solved by like a Claude or other tools that you can use to write schema and other things almost instantly. That's never existed before, and it feels like that can be done so quickly now in building a website and getting the technical foundation in place. It seems like talking to you, and especially as we talked about knowledge bases and help desks and sitemaps and all the stuff you collect, you are taking SEO, I would say, to that second level where we're kind of that baseline level is no longer part of the main problem you're solving. It's now the differentiation problem, which I completely agree with on how competitive things are going to be and how you're trying to solve that. But can you help me define that second level? Because I feel like that's something that a lot of customers don't really understand. And it's the part that makes SEO take so long, and where you could have SEO done for years and still be progressing on it. Can you help us understand what that second level of fulfillment is really about, and how you go about trying to make sure that you're differentiating your customers from others? How do you drive that strategy?
It's a brand. It's the marketing. It's the brand, because so far the SEOs were so much focused into, getting a page 100%, using the keywords, doing the perfect meta title with this perfect character count, doing the technical SEO 100%, doing this and etc. But at the end of the day, what you're trying to promote is the brand, right? So for me, another level is that getting into the owner's or the marketing director's brain, squeeze all that information, because they know 100, 200 times much better their brand, better than you will ever know as an SEO person. Squeeze all the branded information, try to, already answer some questions from the perspective of the brand rather than just, generic information. This is what we see with the AI as well, right? AI is prioritizing brands way much more, brand mentions, brands and brands and brands. So this becomes, and brands, for example, that tend to have higher search volume of branded keywords, they tend to be performing way much better. So it's, in my opinion, as much unique information that you can get from the client through different kind of, easy steps, like turn the weekly or monthly catch-ups into a session that, instead of you reporting on this has been done, that has been done, into, a productive call where you can get so many information from the brand and then utilize it within the content, within your guest posts, within your backlinks, within how you are positioning the brands in the I don't know, other listicles, right? Or in the press releases or whatever within their own website and so on and so forth. So I think it's just like, okay, think about how to already create much better, I know, videos for them that where SEOs were not touching that angle a lot, because in SEO it's way much more written content rather than video content. But right now all the AIs are being trained on the transcripts of the videos as well. Okay, let's try to, have something really cool, have a better conversion rate optimized websites, figure out how the user journey does. I don't know, create, trust signals, reviews, this, that, segments into the website and market the brand at its full potential, rather just having, SEO this page, SEO that page.
SEO is becoming like the next level is becoming general digital marketing.
That's what exactly I picked up on there. You actually took away the definition of SEO and said it's good brand marketing.
Yeah, it's becoming like general digital marketing, and you even like this podcast is going to influence our SEO rankings, and overall our brand identity. So telling just like the keywords in this podcast is going to influence all the LLMs and everywhere. So you should work on your digital marketing everywhere, and it's going to help SEO as well. So literally, you should utilize all the possible strategies, not only the content on your website, and your brand should have the aspects, like different aspects and differentiating parts that LLMs can pick. Like, imagine there are fashion models that are identical to each other, all of the websites, and the one that has some part that is even not as beautiful as the other ones, but it's a differentiating factor that LLMs can pick better. So you should show your exact identity to as much as possible to everywhere. And somebody will look for the agency or for the brand that is exactly the one that you describe. So yeah,
I think you said something there that's really fascinating to me, because a lot of agencies we talk to are very focused on core web vitals, saying that they have to be like really, really good. But also at the same time, if you have something that's truly a differentiator, Google is not going to care if your site's a little bit slower than someone else if you have the best answer for a solution. I really think that's cool.
There are so many websites that I can show right now. The worst design, the oldest design, I don't know, and the most beautiful design, the better content, and etc. The first one has the worst core web vital. The second one has the best core web vital. Still, that old website outranks, like old looking website outranks. So yes, I think like people are overthinking about core web vitals in general. Speed. It should load fast, relatively fast.
those things are easily fixable for now. Like, you can fix all the technical things and easily. Like, we have 140 points technical audit with the strategies and everything. Now we have created an agent by which we are doing like the audit for all of our clients, like each month, and like it brings strategies and everything from the technical side. But the main part is still the identity that you should present to everywhere, and thus be differentiated from the others.
Well, we've talked about differentiators. Loopex has kind of made their own differentiation through the automation and what you guys have created. So if you were showing another agency owner your automation stack, what would surprise them the most about what you've done?
I think the quantity and the quality of automations. Like, literally, we have already, I cannot even count how many automations that we have, but in all departments.
3, 4, in all the departments we have it covered. We have technical SEO agent, we have AI, visibility, and then tracking, and then strategy, and etc. We have a content, and we've got the link building. So yes, it's not fully automated. But the things that were anyways needs to get done and has some certain sequence. So it's the next step. It's predictable what it needs to get done. It's automated. Yeah. So right now people have more time, more room to think. The other day, for example, I'm receiving, a call request from one of our guys saying like, oh, listen, I have found something like really creative. We can create this calculator. We can do this. We can do that, and etc. for a client. This is something I was not noticing before because the people were so much busy of getting things done that they didn't have room to think of like, okay, what should we do to engage with our audience that come to the website way much better?
Also for the future, like I'm thinking that SEO agencies are going to become big AI agents, each of them. And still, to be different from the others, each of the agents should be different with their strategy. So you should refine your own agent, and our guys, like our team members, are going to work on our agent. That is going to provide strategies for the other companies. So we are like, each agency should have its own agent that should be shaped by the team members and not the client work.
That's so exciting to me. My last question to you was going to be what should agencies...
you, Koa, that he was the creative one. I couldn't have thought about that.
Yeah, my last question for you was going to be what should agencies be doing now so they are not left behind over the next 2 years? But I love that answer. You create your own agents internally, make your own version that is strictly your strategy, your performance, have data to back it up. Every agency will have a different level of performance that they can monitor and maintain based on their own automations. That's really cool because I think you'll have more visibility into which agencies are truly getting success for their clients and potentially which ones have churned clients every 3 months for the past few years and just keep burning through them because they don't give them the performance that they should.
And it's going to be way much easier to utilize this for an agencies that have a certain concentration on a certain vertical, on a certain industry. Very easy. Very, very easy.
Well, Vahan and Maria, that was my final question for you. So I do want to thank you both for joining us for this episode of SEO On Air. We'll see you next time.